Hey guys, and welcome to part 2 of the MOT fail series. So in part 1 you would have seen us take collection of the Rialto as Louis practically begged us to do the work for him.
Bobby, I'm asking, no, I'm begging. Can it have the pig pals treatment? Can you save me? No.
All jokes aside, we started on the biggest job first, which was the A-frame, only to find out that it was worse than we thought. But of course, we got the tools out and got to work. So folks, let's continue the video from where we left off previously. Hope you guys enjoy. And there you go. That's simply all I need. Now, if I wanted to be a real perfectionist, what I could have done is just slightly angled that to match perfectly in line with the bigger tube of the A-frame, but it's not really going to make any difference whatsoever. As long as it's strong and it's welded nicely, the perfect angle of that does not matter. So we're just going to keep it like that. So let's see what this looks like on that A-frame. So getting the correct angle, it should sit somewhat about there, I'd say. So you've got over half there and about halfway through on there, so that should be more than enough strength. So what we need to do now, figure out the diameter, cut the diameter out from here and on that side so it'll just fit nicely in there, and then just weld around it. Easy job. Okay, so I've cut all that out, and you'll notice what I've done is I've just flared these back edges. That's because this box section is just slightly bigger than the actual tube on the A-frame. So it's opened up, and then what my plan is I'll tack it and then I can hammer them down around it and then weld them in. So all in all, just with a grinder, I don't think that's too bad. Now let's test fit it on the A-frame and see how good it fits, or if it fits. So the moment of truth. So the flared end will be on that way, turn that round. You remember, you see these cut lines, hopefully trying to get in between them. And look at that. Beautiful. It's not a bad fit. Obviously I still need to cut around here and hammer this down flush and stuff. But all in all, it's not a bad fit really. Well, it's all finished. Just time now for a bit of paint, and I think I'll be really happy with that. It's come out really well, actually. See what you guys think. I'm happy. There you go. A-frame all finished. Quite happy with how it's come out. It's going to look really good once it's painted up. Should last a long time. Perfect. Right, so I've just put a couple of coats of underseal over the A-frame, which is just drying there. So while that's drying, we are going to focus on the side lights now, which are just there. And as you can see, yeah, these were getting just as bad as that A-frame was. So we've got some replacements. So that is going to be the job now while we're waiting for that A-frame up there to dry. So I'm going to crack on with this now, get this done, and then once these are done, the A-frame should be dry enough to put on the car and set it all back up. So we're working through it. Now I don't think that we're going to make the deadline. Now that A-frame being the way it was has really messed me up with the time frame. I think he's going to have to keep the car here a little bit longer, but after seeing how that A-frame was, I want to be able to check the entire car underneath. That's probably the worst part on the car. Just seeing that, I want to double check everything underneath. Obviously when the car was here last time, when we polished it up and did all that, I didn't have enough time to actually go through it properly. But after seeing that A-frame, I'm not going to take any chances. So I'm just going to give it a full go through. Plus, I've got to put it through an MOT anyway, so it's for my peace of mind and, of course, Louis' peace of mind as well. Yeah, let's get a crack on with these and get this car complete again. Okay, well, we got the old ones off, and as you can probably see, they're not the best. They are quite rotten. It's a good job we're changing these. Apparently, what we have to do is just slightly cut down on the outside of them so they fit in. So I'm going to try and take, oh, it's not going to be that one. I'm going to try and take the best one we've got, which by the looks of it is this one, and try and match up the other one to this, and just see how well we do. So as you can see here, that's obviously the new one, which is a lot better shape than that one. Yeah, they are slightly bigger. Wouldn't take us long to chop them down. Well, the new side light and indicator clusters are in the car. Now, they were a bit of a faff to fit, but all in all, I think they look quite well. And the new lenses just gives that car that little bit of freshness as well, you know? Let's see if they all work. Now all these units are finished, there's only one thing left, and that is to test to see if they all work as well as I hope. So let's give them a test. Side lights, main lights, left and right. Beautiful. Okay folks, so the A-frame is finished, the side lights are finished, so all the thing that's left to do now is put the A-frame on the car. Now I have had to cancel the MOT that we had planned, and unfortunately it has extended the deadline for the job. Obviously the work on the A-frame wasn't exactly planned. If it wasn't for the A-frame being as damaged as it was, then I think we should have been able to stick to that deadline. But I'd rather extend the time schedule than having to rush it and then not quite being happy with the way it is. Again, for my peace of mind, for Louis' peace of mind, I'd rather it done properly. At least then we just know that it's going to be safe, and I know that he's going to be able to use the car safely and it's reliable enough for him. So before we stick the A-frame back on the car, let's just show you how well it's come out now it's painted and undersealed. So there you go, there's the A-frame all finished up, and that looks absolutely fantastic. That's come out a real treat. Yeah, to be honest, I'm really happy with how well this came out. All the metal's decent, welds are good, welds are strong, and yeah, I'm really happy with how that come out. Top job. Okay, so the A-frame's on, so let's check it out and see how good it looks now compared to what it did before. That is a lot nicer, and that looks fantastic. Now that, I know, will fly an MOT. And I've also put new bolts in as well, just to be set. Oh, yeah, we'll take that with us. I didn't even realise that had come off. And this is why we always check our work afterwards. So new bolts are in and all torqued up. All the brakes done, and we've also cleaned off and re-greased the shock bolt as well, and it's all great. And as you can see, as we turn the wheel, it goes nowhere near that brace. So we're absolutely fantastic, and we're checking that. Yeah, we're not touching anything. Brake lines are good, wheel spacing's good, and brake line is good. And we spin the wheel, it does not touch. So all in all, I'd say that is a perfect job. So the A-frame is finished, the brakes have been bled up, everything's connected, I'm happy with all the front end, so the only thing left is to drop it on the deck. Beautiful. Love it. So just tightening up his fan belt, I notice he's missing a nut off the exhaust. Obvious signs of it blowing in the past. Whether that's recent or not, it's hard to say. But I'm going to throw him another nut on there as well because, well, it needs one. And I am absolutely sick to death of the state of this wiring. So I'm going to do something with this. Now, he's not asked me to, but I'm going to do it anyway because it's just going to make the car look tidier. And tidiness is one thing I do like. In a car, you've got to have a nice looking cabin. And I'm sorry, but it's just p***ing me off seeing how rough it makes the car look. So I'm going to tidy that up for him. Guys, I think this car is worth at least £100,000. It's got to be. This is probably one of the most rarest ones I've ever seen. Let me show you. Now watch this. Well, no light. Light. It actually works. That is so rare for them to work. You have no idea how absolute fascinated I am that that works. That's incredible. That's absolutely made my day. That's incredible. 100 grand car. Straight away, 100 grand car. No doubt about it. Now that looks a lot better and tidier. Now, obviously, we've got some wires here. I think that one is for his little bum warmer massager thing, whatever he likes to get up to when the cameras aren't rolling. And then, obviously, we've got like a phone charger. And that's his little cluster thing that he made, which is a nice little fit, actually. So, of course, before we had that big, horrible block here with all the wires hanging down, getting in the way. And it just looked a god-awful mess. So what I've done is I've tucked it just nice and neatly underneath the dashboard there and ran the wires up and just behind the centre console, and then they run underneath there, and just ignore this one, that's for that bum massager. And you can see just come out there just behind the centre console, and then they don't interfere with the seat, and then they go underneath the back, under there, and just tucked up there under the back seat, up through the back and into his little sound system, which I can't show you because it's full of junk. But needless to say, that's made that cockpit area a lot more cosy and a lot more tidier. That was a bit tight. Oh, I'm pretty sure that part of the carb is supposed to be attached to the carb. Right guys, well that is about it for this episode as we are running out of time. If you guys have enjoyed this video, do the usual thing, hit the subscribe and the like button, drop a comment, you know how it goes now anyway. Join us next time to see if we can get this little car through its MOT and get it back to Louis in a perfect state. I refuse to be beaten by a Rialto. So with all that being said guys, take it easy and I'll see you on the next one.